Hey Justin, it's Scott Fox. I'm here to do an expert website review for you, thanks to the order that you sent in online. We're going to take a look here at Blue Star Senior Tech, as well as some of your competitors, to see what we can do to help you increase your conversions. I want to compliment you. This is a nice site, and to be honest, I was a bit puzzled at first. I was a little bit stumped about what kind of improvements I could recommend, but don't worry, I came up with some, and I actually found a whole new paradigm that I'm going to suggest to you that I'm thinking might help you increase your sales quite a bit. So for this expert website review, let's start at the top, and I'll work up to that. So obviously, we're selling, senior care devices, and it looks very nice. You've got a store sort of format here, Blue Star Senior Tech, and a whole bunch of products here. And I don't see anything immediately that's jumping out as like a big no-no or anything. So obviously that's probably why you're emailing me, right? To see, what am I missing, sort of thing. And I get this a lot. You get so close to something that it's hard to see where the problems are. So my guess is you're making some money here, but you'd like to increase conversions, and that's pretty much what you said here in the questionnaire that you sent in. So let's talk about what you could change to optimize this. So literally starting at the top, you've got a phone number there. Normally I say that's a distraction, but given who you're targeting, which is the sons and daughters of older folks, even the customers, the sons and daughters might be old enough that they prefer a phone number, so that's fine. Blue Star News, we're going to talk about that in a minute. I think that might be a distraction. I'll give you a sneak preview there. And then you've got your menu here. Okay, so far so good. Nothing too distracting. Nice clean logo. That's good. Here's where we start to make some changes. The social media buttons. I'm not sure why those are there. My guess is those are a distraction. Actually, let me give you a preview here. The theme of my whole talk here in the next few minutes is going to be eliminating distractions. The typical problem that your site is exhibiting, as a lot of e-commerce sites do that I review, is that you've kind of put a bunch of stuff on there over time. I'm guessing you've been at this a while, and you've created a bunch of cool stuff, and now you're afraid to get rid of any of it because you're not sure what's working, right? So my recommendations are going to be to slim things down, and those social media buttons are an example of something that's, if anything, going to distract your customers on their way toward a purchase. And that's what we want to eliminate, is those distractions. The other thing that people do, and this might also be an example of that, is they're using a template of some sort, and it offers a bunch of seemingly cool options, so you want to toss them all in there and take advantage of the money you're paying for this design and this hosting maybe. But again, if they're distracting, they're actually costing you money by distracting customers from a conversion. So again, this is a common thing I see. People throw these in, and I'm not sure why. Is anybody going to come to this site and then suddenly share it on LinkedIn? I really doubt it. Or Facebook or Twitter either, but certainly not LinkedIn, which is a professional network. So if you want to do social media, which I think is fine, I wrote a whole book about that. My whole second book was about that. I don't know if you've read this one, E-Riches 2.0. Anyway, if you want to do social media, awesome. But to me, that's a follow-up after you've made the sale, and then maybe follow-up email, say, hey, come and share about this on Twitter, or won't you please tell your friends about it on Facebook, that kind of thing. It's the follow-up, not the original goal. So anyway, long story short, I'd pull those. Solutions for seniors to stay at home, safe, healthy, and connected. Hard to argue with that again, but since we're here talking about improvements, it's good in the sense that it gives people a sense that they're in a place that is providing security sorts of solutions. So A plus on that. Optimizing that, I would say either you want to SEO it, meaning search engine optimization, and put some keywords in there. I'm not sure what keywords you're optimizing for. Let me see here. I think you skipped that actually on your, yeah. That's one of our form items, and you skipped that. Okay, so here's the tip. You want to have several keywords that are the most common things that the audience searches for to find your products or your store, and those should be sprinkled around the page, including right here. I doubt anybody is searching on solutions or solutions for. Solutions for seniors is a nice phrase, but I think they're not searching on that either. Stay at home might be a thing. Safe, healthy, and connected. These are all good words, but they're so generic, they're not going to help you rank in Google or anywhere else. So I would rethink your slogan. The very first thing at the top of your page, your home page especially, and this is true on every page throughout your site, you want to have some keywords in there. So I'm guessing maybe you want to use a specific product, like what's your favorite product here? Let's say it's the Kaniga watch, or the Ranger 4G, or the Admiral Alert, or even all three of those. Maybe your slogan is Kaniga watches, comma, Ranger 4G, comma, and Admiral Alert. Best prices for senior care technology, or something like that, that mixes the concept, so you're still reassuring the visitor why they have come here, that they're in the right place, but also that is telling Google, hey, this is what this site is about. It's so important that they made it the slogan. This site really must be about Kaniga watches and Admiral Alerts and so forth. Okay, so that's that. And it is good, by the way, that this is in text, meaning you see how I can highlight that as opposed to a graphic, because a lot of people put cool SEO engineered, they spend a bunch of time on an SEO engineered slogan, but then they put it in a graphic, like in a JPEG, and Google search crawlers can't read an image, so they don't know it's there. Okay. Next, a bunch of a flash show here of some nice-looking people. I'm hoping that maybe this is you and your team or your family. Maybe that's your grandpa. I don't know. Impressive-looking uniforms and medals. I get it. I'm going to come back to that though. Let's move down here for a second. So 5 stars, very nice. I would suggest those should be gold stars, both, or brass, I guess you'd say in a military sense, both from the military sense, but also because stars that shape are what people see on Amazon.com, and that's what they're expecting to see, I think. So let's see, for example, here's one of my books, see, and there's 5 gold stars, same shape, but the gold ones are what people are expecting these days. So, okay, so I would change those to gold, and it would give some nice color balance to the page anyway. Senior care technologies at best prices. And this is more sloganish, actually. I'd skipped over that when I was looking at the site earlier. That's better. Again, these are obviously important words to your business, but my question is, I'm not questioning their value in general, but I'm questioning their value for search engines, right? Is that something anybody searches on? Searches tend to be very specific. So you might think about changing that a little bit, or maybe making that your secondary slogan, and maybe putting that text up above. One of them with the keywords needs to be near the top. That's what I'm driving at here. Okay, so then we have a bunch of products. Cool. Satisfaction guaranteed, nice, although it just design-wise it'd be nice if that satisfaction guaranteed was on one line. Nice little gold seal there, fine. If you've got Admiral Robert Ray here, if this is a big deal that this guy is here, I guess, oh, he's your CEO, okay, cool, I guess it is a big deal. I think I would fast forward the video a little bit so you could see who he is and see his uniform. See, I had to click on it and then click on it again, the whole intro. You can pick in YouTube which frame you want to be. Okay, there he is. So, okay, so nice looking guy. It'd be better if he had his uniform on then. I don't know if he's retired, if he can still do that, but that would be more compelling, right? If you're trying to push the fact that he's an admiral, then where you started, which was just with the logo, not that compelling, wouldn't make me click on it except that I'm doing this review for you. Okay, then you have here what we call some happy talk. So happy talk in the design trade is what you're doing. You're kind of making people feel comfortable, and there's definite value to that. This is such a block of text, though, I don't think anybody's going to read it. It looks like a contract or something, right? The people are going to see that and they're going to blow right past it. So the other reason to have that would be, is it search engine optimized? Let's see. Today's seniors living longer naturally want to be their most comfortable. New technologies, peace of mind, guard against falls and other mishaps, owned and operated by veterans. All very nice stuff, but I don't think humans are going to read it because it's so dense, and I don't think search engines are going to care because I don't see the keywords that you need. So I'm thinking you need some keyword training here to optimize the whole website. And design-wise, so that's the SEO point. The design point would be space these out, use some bolds, break it up with some bullets, maybe some different colors. People will read it much more if it's broken up so that they can browse it quickly. All right. Some more stars. I'd go back to the golds there. Gold stars. Latest news and events. Okay. So this is interesting, and I said we'd talk about news. I'll get there in a minute. And then a footer. Yep, that's fine. It's kind of a mission statement here. Yeah, I guess if you want the social media links down here, that's okay. Not hurting anybody. Kind of weird that this column is empty, and then things are wrapping, right? So if you can eliminate this column, that would be great. let's see. Oh, and by the way, I should make a huge point of this. It's hard to do in these website reviews because I do these based on a desktop view. Have you looked at this in mobile, on your phones? Because as you know, everybody's on mobile way more than they used to be. So I would take a really good look at this on your mobile device to see how all this stuff rearranges itself or whether it becomes too small to read, because that's a big problem. For a lot of folks, when they design, everything looks pretty here on the desktop, but not so great on a mobile or a tablet device. Okay, so let's get more specific here. So that's kind of an overview. I haven't changed anything major. Those are kind of some minor tweaks. Let's just take a quick look at one of the products here. Okay, so this is a store system. You can make payments. Okay. It's interesting. I don't see here the price. Okay, so what do I have to do? Choose an option? Okay, so I don't see the price. That might be hurting. Where's the price? Oh, it's way down here. Okay, so price is the first thing people want to know, not the last. So this is a kind of an odd layout. I don't know what platform you're using here, but I get that price. That price needs to be up here as soon as they land on the page. So a product page should not hide the price that much. This makes it look like you're hiding something, right? So that is a fundamental change. I would look at your savings options. I don't want to save anything yet. I want to know what it costs, right? So you're scaring me, with these payment options and stuff. Like, how much is this thing, right? Is this $1 million? I'm going to click away. Price time guarantee is nice. I'm guessing this whole thing, although the photo is nice, but the rest of all this stuff, this probably goes beneath the product information. If you're selling anything that's expensive, people want the details. Oh, so now way down here from $45. Okay, so if that's not that expensive, and now here's price options, and then you're back into payments again. So I guess you guys are trying to be in the financing business, which I understand financially. But yeah, so this page, all your product pages need to be rearranged. I want to see the price right away. And I was also going to make this suggestion back on the home page. The price shouldn't just be this gray, or the product names either. Sorry, I clicked again there. The price needs to be big, and so do the names. I would make the fonts bigger. If you think about your target audience, a lot of them browse the internet probably with their glasses on, right? So when you have little text like this, which is gray on white, or even this very thin blue font on white, there's good contrast in terms of color, but you need a thicker font, and everything needs to be bigger. So I bet your sales are suffering because people come and they literally can't read this stuff. I mean, I don't know how old you are, Justin, but once you get past 50 or certainly 60, which is probably the people who are shopping for their parents who are in their 80s, right? This is a really hard site to read. So that's standard usability stuff. I would make these bigger and darker and thicker in terms of the typeface. But I would also make it look attractive. At least some of these, if not all of these, should have a from $35.95, but also and then in red, sale $39.95 or whatever, or 30% off or something, to get some sense of urgency. And excitement about why to do this now, right? So the problem you're going to have is a lot of people are going to come and look at this stuff and then leave. And since we're talking about conversions, that's a key conversion tip. The price and the title of the thing need to be bigger and bolder, and there should be sales and discounts and fun stuff. Not to clutter the page up too much, but to get it exciting. You're also missing a fundamental conversion thing, which is a button. Like, I can see this stuff, but like I know to click on this, but it's not obvious, right? If you just look at this page, what am I supposed to do? And that's something that's missing throughout your site, which is calls to action. So you come here and you have a whole slideshow here. There's nothing for sale above the fold. This is one of my bigger points. Now I'm getting onto my larger theme for you. This doesn't look like a store. It looks more like a blog. There's no call to action here. If you want to sell stuff, you need to have products above the fold. And they should be bigger than these. These are very small pictures, again, especially for an older audience like we just spoke about. They need to be bigger, and they need to have pricing and be exciting and big, bold, attractive fonts that make people want to explore and learn more, right? So I wouldn't try to jam these into 4 across and, what do you got, 5 or 6 down here? 1, 2, 3, 5 down. So you got 20 things here in a space about this big, right? It's the internet. You've got infinite real estate. I would triple the size of all those pictures, put maybe only 2 to a column, and make it like this so people can see stuff, all right? I think that would help you a lot. just as an example to confirm that I'm not just making this up, let's look at some of your competitors. Well, look at that. A big 25% off, big product, only one product, and it's above the fold very quickly. Now, they're missing a call to action, but they are not mixing their messages with the news. They do have a whole bunch of learn mores at least. That's good, right? Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, sale, big promo code, one product, big attractive graphics, call to action of view products, and then down here, view products, view products. Okay, big calls to action, big square graphics, right? Even their smallest graphic here is what? 3, 4, 5 times the size of one of your product pictures? And what is the other one? This one. Okay, that's not the top. There we go. I was already looking at that, obviously. Okay, big, nice graphic. One thing to do. This whole page, where does your eye go immediately? This one green button. So not much bigger, but very clearly, there's one thing they want you to do. They're driving you down a funnel to convert you into a customer. And that's what you guys need to think more about, is driving people towards specific goals. Okay, so let's go back to your site again with that in mind. Here's my real question for you. Well, one is, do you want to just pick one product or a featured product maybe? You're paralyzing people with choice here, and you're making it hard for them because there aren't calls to action. Like, I want to help my grandmother or my mom. What should I buy a handy bar, or should I buy a Brain HQ, or a captioned phone, or a watch? I mean, these are like totally disparate ideas, and it's overwhelming. And there's no prioritization that's telling me from you, hey, we have all these things, but you know what? The best thing we have is this one. Big graphic, big call to action, like your competitors do. Or maybe it's this one plus these 2 subsidiary ones, and then we have the rest. Like, you need some sort of guidance. You know, it's a funnel again, right? The funnel starts wide at the top and then gets narrower and narrower to lead people towards the checkout. And right now, your funnel is all straight. It's like 20 objects, and then suddenly I'm supposed to go and pick one, and then like you're making me work too hard, essentially. Okay, so hopefully that makes some sense. Let's see. I wanted to. Okay, so now let's talk about. Here's my fundamental question or problem for you. I want to just see something here. Oh, okay, there it is. So I noticed this earlier when I was looking. Your menu disappeared because I have the screen condensed so we can capture it. But look at this. Yeah, then the menu pops out. I want to talk about this menu for a second, and then I'll get to my big theme. So home, fine. About us, this is a problem that I'll talk about in a second. But shop safety, shop health, and shop connection, those are terrible names because nobody's, like shop safety, I thought it said shop safely. Like you're going to tell me how secure your encryption is and stuff like that. Shop is a verb to you guys, but I don't think that's why people are here. I think you need to get your products out there. So maybe say safety products, health products, and connection is too vague. You have to think about that. I don't have something off the top of my head. I understand what you're doing, but you're trying to force all your stuff into easy categories, but it's not helping the customer, right? Because they don't know what shop connection means. Like, I want to connect to a shop, right? That doesn't mean anything. So I think you'd be better served with more pictures and bigger images. And then resources and news, I'm going to talk about that in a second. Okay, so now here's my big paradigm shift for you that everything I've talked about there, I think, is just kind of resizing and re-emphasizing different things. Here's my big re-emphasis for you. I looked at this site the other day when you first emailed me, and I tend to look at them and think about them for a few days so I can give you quality feedback because I was having trouble seeing what the problem was. Here's a problem that I see, and I don't know that this is the answer, but if this resonates with you, I'd suggest this could make a major difference in your business. When you land on this site, what do you see? I don't see any products. I see you, and you're supposed to be a store, right? So if you want to sell products like some of your competitors, right? Product, products, products, right? You're spending all your time on credibility. And I understand you're in a competitive market, so you're spending a lot of time differentiating yourself with the credentials that you have from the military association and the veterans that are involved in your business. I get that. I totally get it. It makes sense. The problem is, I think you're putting the cart before the horse. Nobody cares about your credibility unless they're already interested in the products. Does that make sense? So if I came here and I landed on this, ideally with, like I said, bigger pictures and a recommendation that the smart pill box was the best thing you had and it was on sale, oh, now I'm interested, right? And I will pursue that product. And as part of my pursuing that product, I'm going to want to know who you are and whether I should trust you and if you have anything going for you and why I shouldn't just go to Amazon.com, right? That, to me, is when the credibility comes in. So I think that you guys have swapped the importance levels of your website. You're putting credibility first. You're using all the above the fold space with these photographs of all these smiling veterans, which are very nice and impressive, but you're not going to sell anything doing that, right? You got to let them know that you're in the business of selling stuff first. So I would start with these and then put the credibility stuff down here. That's worth a try anyway. So I can't guarantee that, but to me that makes sense, right? I want to go to a store that I don't care who you are until I know that you have what I want. So do you have what I want? I've been looking for an easy adjust bed rail. Well, there it is. Excellent. Okay, $99.95. Is it on sale? Well, I wish there was a graphic that said it was sale. What do I do? There's no button. I should click on a button that says buy here or learn more. Okay, yeah, okay, that's the one. It looks kind of interesting. But who are these people? That's when the question comes in, right? That's when you hit them with this and say, oh, okay, right, veteran owned, 17 generals. Wow, you know, that's to me the way that this should be done. Okay, so reversing those things. Okay, so I'm running out of time here. A couple more quick points. You have this news and the resources. You're mixing, see this Blue Star News, and then you have resources and news over here. You have all these other things. This to me smells like something that you were doing as promotions a while ago, and now you're afraid to throw it out. You wrote some ebooks and things like that because they're good at collecting email addresses and building your list, and now you're afraid to get rid of them. I get that. I've done the same thing. But I think it's distracting from your sales. So I don't think this should be here. I don't think the news should be here. I don't think the Blue Star News should be up here either. What should be here instead is get our emails, get our newsletters of discounts and sales and stuff like that, right? That's all people care about. They don't want news from you. There's plenty of news in the world. They don't need any resources from you. They want information on their products that you have, and what they really want is a good deal. So I would, above the fold, I would have a couple big pictures of your best products with some sale lingo, and one of those big boxes should be get our absolutely amazing free newsletter, and you'll get 20% off with your first offer, or whatever your offer is, right? Something compelling, and that way you build up the asset that is your database, right? You build up that list, because that's really where the money is, as I'm sure you guys know, is the follow-up in those people, right? If you can sell them once, you can sell them again. So you might consider reorienting your business around products first instead of credibility, picking a few major products and beating it to death, like making sure everybody knows about the Ranger 4G and what a great deal that you guys have on that, and giving them a discount on that. And then if you build up the email list, and you can use your resources, your ebooks and stuff to do that, I get that, that's fine. That's another reason for them to sign up, right? Those are bullet points. Get our email newsletter. You get 20% off, plus you get this free ebook and this cool thing and this other thing over here, and we'll send you updates about more products. And then every month or two after that, you work your way through this whole catalog. They bought the Ranger 4G. Well, you know what goes great with that in your next email? The Smart Pill Box. And 2 months later, hey, listen to the Safeguard Senior System. Hear about the senior safety system, right? And that list is what you're really after, because you could convert people, and by that point they really do trust you. And then that's what leads to this, the social media. Okay, so that's my that's my prescription. I hope that that's useful. Maybe a little bit not what you expected, but I guess that's what you're paying for. So I hope that's useful. A different way of looking at this. You have a very nice site here. I hope it's doing well for you, and I hope that those tips help you make even more money. All right. So I'm Scott Fox from ExpertWebsiteReviews.com, and if you'd like a video like this for your business, if you watched all the way through this on YouTube, then please visit us at ExpertWebsiteReviews.com. And of course, if you're in the market for senior safety technology like these, BlueStarSeniorTech.com is the place to go. I'm sure that Justin and his friends and colleagues there would be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.